Hi, welcome. On this video, I'd like to work off the theme of what I call set points, as it relates both to within the methodology itself and the proactive nature of the method as it relates to creating change. And this comes off of actually doing a session, and again, there's so many things that that are part of this method. There's real depth, and so as I go through this, and again, this is all part of it. It's really talking through a lot of this, a lot of the issues and how the method works to create change. But that's the whole point of this system. It's about relationship. It's relational, so it does have depth. And the actual hands-on part of the method is just a piece of it. It's meant to. The goal is to move you into a deeper meaning, deeper insight, where you become the system. Because that's where, again, people get caught up in this thing about body language and what's really happening, and I can kind of have my cake and eat it too, and there's no real consequences for connecting with a dog at a with emotion first. Well, there certainly is, okay? And then the whole point of this is once I'm actually headed to a session right now involving a American Bully dog, and I'll provide a little update on that. A lot of these sessions, not to go off on a rabbit trail, but a lot of my videoing, I don't do the when I'm going into people's homes, which represents a big part of what I do. I don't video in there because of number one is I'm so focused. Number two is typically it's about people's privacy. So most people don't want the sessions videoed, and unless of course it's people that I've been working with for a period of time, we have a certain level of comfort with that. So anyway, getting back to this issue about set points and the proactive nature. Here's the thing, and I talk about once a dog has gained control in the relationship, the need to reverse it. Okay, so it's about getting back control, and that can be a real struggle for a lot of people, or not just within the struggle. It's a journey. It takes time, and it can take a lot of time. But here's a little bit of a part of the relational dynamic to help people in this is I talk about becoming the system, but becoming so intentional, but intentional in a proactive way that the method is just happening. It's coming online. So, for example, I was helping one client, and when he brought the dog into the training area, there was a delay. Okay, the dog's already starting to, the mind was already starting to push forward. But again, when I was asking him how he did for the week, it was part of the whole issue too of his struggles in being on the street with the dog, and the issue with the dog starting to wanting to meet certain people, but starting to already jump up before he's reacting to it. But that's again, this is one of the things we get into, the patterns. We get into these kind of rituals or these routines that we react a certain way, and then we're in a reactive frame of mind. But I'd encourage people to really think about getting proactive, where you're not waiting. Okay, you already anticipate, you already know, okay, what the dog is going to start to do. It's because it's about control. So the dog is taking advantage of these kind of holes in your thinking, and so the goal here is to fill in those gaps. Okay, so it's really being intentional about filling those gaps, and you really got to be. It's like a peripheral thing, which means that you could be talking. I could be talking to somebody that I'm meeting somewhere, but understanding what the dog needs, I don't release that script. Okay, in fact, I'm so proactive that I could be turning sideways, still talking to the person. I'd be, and if I have to put my full focus into it, so be it. But that has to take priority. The dog's relational needs in terms of what my goals are, they have to take priority. Everything else is secondary. So, but that has to become an automatic thing. You have to get that locked down. It has to become part of your thinking. It's a set point. It's an automatic thing. So when I talk about set points, it's that which becomes automatic. You don't even have to think it, you just do it. But again, that takes time, and when I'm, and that's the thing. I can talk about these things because I don't have to think about them over the years. They just have, you know, have taken shape. And the issue about becoming the system, that the form, that's the path it takes. But for me, some people, it could take years. You know, it could take a very long time. You know, and sometimes time isn't on people's side if they're like wanting a certain result within a certain period of time. But just understand that it can take time. It can take, it's a journey, especially when you get certain breeds. And I'm going through a session right now involving a pit bull. I mean, you get certain breeds that doesn't take long. I mean, they gain, once they gain a level of control, it takes a while to reverse it. That's a big deal to a dog. So once you give that away, unknowingly or otherwise, people just don't know, and it just happens. But just understand, it's a process. I mean, it's a journey. And again, but it's about getting back to the theme of the video. It's about being proactive. You have to start to really develop it. Okay, you got to really practice that state of mind, because it's a state of mind. Okay, it's a state of mind. It's a developmental thing, and I believe everyone can develop it. There's nothing that can't be developed. It's something that, you know, you can develop through training, through just repetition, through the word I use a lot, through being intentional. Okay, being very intentional about how you're moving through your journey. So anyway, something to think about. Thanks for watching.